Good morning, YouTube model car community. Mike here, Mike's Miniature Motors. Last couple of videos I've posted had built-ups on them. I thought this time I'd share you some of my projects I'm working on. I bounce around a lot and usually have 4, 5, 6, 7 projects going at once. And you'll see by this video exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I generally like to start off with the body work or the paint job on the body first, and then I'll, so to say, stuff it, as I call it, or fill it. I've had this body painted for almost 3 years. I went out and bought the Testors one-shot lacquer paints, bought a Grabber Green, bought a clear. Well, this last weekend we had some decent weather down here in South Texas, and I shot this with the clear. It was very frustrating. I'd never worked with the one shot before, but if I can get the light or the camera to focus, this quarter panel across this top edge, man, if you can see it. I wouldn't say it's orange peeled. I wouldn't say it's wrinkled. I wish the camera would focus better. It just looks ugly. I really want to keep these decals. I love the Grabber Green. I want the green decals. I don't want to have to order another kit just for that. Roof turned out pretty decent. Orange peeled, about expected. The trunk, same. This side, I've got it across, or this lower part of the body here. And it's got like a slight milkiness. I don't know if the camera's picking up on it. Like I said, I think there's too much of a reflection. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try to polish that out. Sand it, maybe reshoot some more clear. Just do it carefully. The hood turned out fine. I don't know how close the camera looks to the actual Grabber Green, but if you know the Ford color, I just thought it best suited the car. My second choice would have been the orange, and if it ends up going to the purple pond, that'll be, you know, the next color that I apply on it. I just like the green stripes. So, I had more paint woes last weekend. This here is the Tom Daniels, the California Corvette. I originally painted it with House of Color Ultra Orange, but I actually did it with the spray can. The can I had was probably 15 to 18 years old, and it just didn't go down well. So I attributed it to just maybe the paint being old, and I ordered this from Scale Finishes, some Tangelo, kind of mixed the two together to get the color that I wanted. And when I applied my third coat, I kind of went a little heavy on it, especially on the hips of the car and on the other side also. And when I went back out, I generally do 20-minute flash coats. When I went back out to check on the car, I had ridges. I don't know if you know what I mean by a ridge, but the paint, it looks like a crack, but the crack comes up versus separating. In the paint industry, it's called a ridge. I mean, I was frustrated because I want to get this car done. I wanted it to be a simple build. I actually started it in the 80s. Dug it out of storage about a month ago. Looked at it and I was like, wow, you know, I didn't realize I'd still had it for some reason. I thought I sold it. When I bought it, the only orange that was out there was a turn signal amber. I didn't have an airbrush at the time, the knowledge, the skills, anything like that. I was a young college student. So I kept the car, obviously. I was going to paint it blue originally because I couldn't do the turn signal amber. I've done the chassis on it. It's all brush painted. That's how I knew that that I'd actually done this back in the 80s. I had the interior brush painted blue. Again, that's how I knew. I was like, oh, okay, I was going to go blue with the car. I don't know if that focuses at all. But I redid the interior in black with the intention of painting the car orange. I had the block already painted also. I just left it as is because I thought, oh, that's kind of neat. You know, nostalgia, just like the chassis. I believe that's either Chevy orange or orange that I bought in a little square bottle from Kmart at the time or something. But I just thought, oh, I'm just going to leave it. I painted detail painted the starter. It was all orange. Intake manifold was orange. I popped it off, painted aluminum, did the belts. It was just all gloss black. Just kind of spruce it up, make it look new. More up to standard. The chassis was underneath the car. I thought, I'll leave it as is. Kind of a throwback type thing to the way I used to do things. So that was kind of a disappointment. But I will, next time, try to apply my coat, you know, not get in a rush, and just keep applying the coats lightly. On my ZR1, all I've shown you is the body on my intro video. There's a long story behind this car, and I'll explain it when there's a final. I've actually got the motor and the chassis, the interior's done. And this is I forget the name. It begins with the C, the blue. The Scale Finishes sells it. It comes in a little bottle because you don't need much. But these parts need to be that certain blue that I believe all ZR1s have their body painted. The body's painted Jetstream blue. I did work on it a little bit. I dropped it. I applied the carbon fiber decal to the underside of the hood because if you ever go see the real car, and I didn't know it until I saw a real one, the hood's carbon fiber, and the underneath one, when you see one, when the hood's open, you can see the complete carbon fiber. So I did that, so I can move on with that. More painting that I got done. I got my 918 in primer. Just glued a few bits together. Part of the exhaust, the electric motor, the block. So I've got that started. Plan on painting that. I forget the name of the blue, but it's. I think I actually bought Gravity Colors for that color. So. When I originally found the YouTube community, the first person I ever found and I ever subscribed to was Dr. Cranky. Because I said, I've built shiny models for almost 30 years. I really want to do something rusty. I'd seen them in the magazine, so on and so forth. And, I searched, rusting, I forgot exactly what I searched, but rusting your model car or something along those lines. First person I found was Dr. Cranky. Y'all know this came out, it's been about a year now. I've only had this one for about 2 months. But I figured, you know what? This is a pretty simple kit, old school MPC. I'm going to make this my first rust project. I've got all the supplies bought. I've read 2 of Dr. Cranky's books. I've watched every single one of his videos. So I'm going to give it a shot. Pretty excited about it. I've never done one. I've seen a lot of y'all have. And what have I got to lose? Never know until you try it, right? On my 355, my 488s. I did more painting this weekend on them. I didn't get these painted. This is the back part, what I would call the engine piece. It is a die cast. Alpha Models makes a 488, but again, that's a curbside also. These pieces on a Ferrari, if you haven't seen one in a car show, it's like it can either be carbon fiber, obviously you pay extra for that, or it's like this dark gray, but it's got a little bit of a metallic to it. So I've got, as you saw, I've got that masked off. so I can get that painted. It's actually got like a texturing for carbon fiber, so I didn't want to put decals over it. I thought, well, and I've seen people put fine mesh over pieces and then, spray the metallic, paint it black, put the mesh over it, and then paint the dark gray. But I thought, yeah, I've done some 458s where I've done the dark gray. I figured I'm going to do it with those. Also, you've got mesh pieces in the front and the back of the car. They give you plastic pieces, and what I did was I took the plastic pieces. I don't know where the plastic pieces actually are. Laid tape over the pieces. Okay. And then cut out mesh of my own. This is actually the K&A mesh pattern B, the 0.25 by 0.4 diamond pattern. It's the closest that I found to the actual pieces. Oh, hang on. I think I found one. Okay, here we go. It's almost identical in size. And see what I did is I laid the tape over the piece. I left this tab so I'd have something to glue on the inside of the body. But I laid the tape over the piece to make my template, and then laid the tape over the photo etch piece and then cut it out. Did the same for the back pieces. That'll go up in here. Of course, it'll be painted black. And this gets a slight bend to it. So, I've got those done. The red's going to be the regular, what I call peanut butter interior color. I'm actually doing blue on the white one. See if I can show you pictures of. I'm going to model it off of this car, and of course I've got all the pictures of here's a good door panel picture. So I'm going to model the white one after the one I've got printed out there. And I believe that's about it, guys. I know I went kind of long. But anyway, appreciate your time this morning. If you liked the video, obviously hit like. Feel free to leave a comment. If this is your first time watching any of my videos, please hit the subscribe button. I guess that's about it, guys. Y'all take care, and I'll post some more of those built up soon as I get them unloaded from the box so I can get them out my display case. All right, y'all take care. God bless, and see you next time. Bye-bye.